your free gift. That's 1-800-622-2774. 1-800-622-2774. Call now.
Get ready, Barnwell. The biggest event of the year is back. The Barnwell Sundial Festival returns May 9th and 10th in beautiful downtown Barnwell. Friday night will feature Mimi, bringing her soul sound to the stage, and Out on a Limb Circus Arts, thrilling the crowd. Saturday will be a day full of delicious food, amazing vendors, and a car show. And don't miss the Barnwell Sundial Festival pageant for all ages. Mark your calendars now for the Barnwell Sundial Festival on May 9th and 10th in the Circle in downtown Barnwell.
Every second counts in a cardiac emergency. And together we can make sure more people are ready to respond and save a life. This year's CSRA Heart Telethon is raising support for the American Heart Association to help train more bystanders in hands-only CPR, implement cardiac emergency response plans, and fund life-saving research right here in the CSRA. Join News 1226 and the American Heart Association Thursday, May 1st for a full-day telethon to help our community lead longer, healthier lives.
Trust Chief Meteorologist Riley Hale for your first alert.
You can find ice-cold refreshment right here at Parker's Kitchen. Cool off with a large fountain drink for just 89 cents. That's a huge sweet tea for less than $1 at Parker's Kitchen.
Live from Augusta, you're watching News 12 at 6 o'clock.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Will Rio.
And I'm Zayna Halliburton. We've got plenty of news to get to, but first we're checking in with your First Alert Chief Meteorologist Riley Hale, who has issued a first alert for Saturday.
And Riley, it sounds like rain is already coming down in parts of our area, and it'll be a similar story in the coming days.
That's right, Will. We are looking at those thunderstorms again tomorrow and a better chance to maybe see some severe storms by Saturday. So that's why we have issued the first alert. Storms will be possible tomorrow once again, but the severe weather threat should hold out till we get to Saturday. Make sure you are staying weather aware over the next couple of days, just about 10 minutes.
Thanks, Riley. A little bit of good news for you this Thursday evening. Deputy Gavin White, who was shot in the face Saturday in Columbia County, is now out of the hospital and is at home and resting.
This comes as plans are finalized for the funeral procession of Deputy Brandon Sykes, who was tragically killed in that same shooting. You're looking at the route on your screen now. It'll start at Petite Funeral Home on Davis Road at 11:20 Monday morning. From there, it'll proceed through Washington Road to Ronald Reagan Drive, Evanstown Center Boulevard, and finally on to Main Street. The funeral will start at noon at the Columbia County Performing Arts Center. The Sheriff's Office says they're grateful for the show of support since Saturday's tragedy. You'll be able to line the procession along this route.
A hospice care worker at Aiken seemingly assaulted out of nowhere and managed to record the encounter on her phone. The video is making waves online, and tonight we're hearing from her on what exactly happened.
The video was taken Monday on Belle Reeve Drive when the victim says 79-year-old John Rosso drove up on her while she was pulling into a patient's home. Take a look.
Open the door. Don't come banging on my window. Do not. Shut up.
The video continues for several minutes as it shows the victim escaping out the passenger side of the car as she claims Rosso hit her in the face and was increasingly aggressive.
We go now to your Sydney Hood, live from the Aiken Department of Public Safety in Sydney. Just this afternoon, you met with the victim to learn more on this situation.
And the job of a hospice care worker is hard enough, being with people during the final days of their lives and supporting their families. But Jasmine Thomas tells me she has a passion for this job, and she doesn't want what happened to her to take that away from her. Now, we can read this report and watch the video you just saw all day long and repeatedly read it and repeatedly watch it, but Jasmine wanted to sit down with us and share her story. She started working with the Herring family about a year ago, and immediately once I sat down with Jasmine, Josh, and Meredith Herring, you could instantly feel and see how close and connected they were to each other. The Herrings call her Jazzy, and they treat her just like family, which makes what you're seeing in this video hard to process for all of them. Meredith and Josh tell me they were hesitant to sit down with us today, but because they wanted this to be Jasmine's story, but Jasmine says this is their story. She hasn't been able to go back to work since this happened, and she says all she can think about are her kids and their safety.
It's been scary though. Every time I close my eyes, I think about them. I see them in my head every time I close my eyes. It's like, I don't know. I don't like being shut in a dark room no more. Or if I'm sleeping, it has to be some kind of light where I can see. I don't like being in the dark, you know. And sometimes I just cry like out of nowhere. Or if I hear something loud now, it's like I just about to jump out my body. Like, I don't know. It's kind of scary for real.
Aiken Department of Public Safety says they do not have any prior incident reports with Russ's name listed, and they say they don't have any prior knowledge of any medical histories there.
Really terrifying situation as you watch that video. Thank you, Sydney. We certainly look forward to learning more in your full report tonight, all new on News 12 at 10 and 11 o'clock. But shocking video.
Oh, certainly. But nice hearing from her. Thanks, Sydney, for that. And unfortunately, violence is not uncommon for those working in healthcare. The American Nurses Association says that 1 in 4 nurses are assaulted at least once in their careers. And National Nurses United reports 8 out of every 10 nurses have experienced workplace violence in the last year. And that's not to mention verbal abuse and threats, which are also reported among nearly 70% of nurses, according to that same data. Really some eye-opening data there, and with us being a medical community, there's so many nurses who can probably relate to this. We certainly do appreciate our healthcare workers for all they do.
Well, nearly half of Augusta-Richmond County rents. The average rent is now about $1,500 a month. That's more than $250 more than the average cost for rent last year.
Marshall served more than 8,200 renters in Richmond County with eviction paperwork last year, and so far for this year, more than 2,600. 12 on Your Side investigates what you need to do if you're behind on your rent and facing possible eviction.
Number 1, respond to any document you receive. You have 7 days to do this. It's your chance to tell your side of the story. This buys you time and involves you in the process. No answer, and the court rules in favor of the landlord. That can mean immediate eviction.
I've read over many of the answers in these dispossessory actions, and I want to let you know that a lot of them indicate, that a person has lost a job or is in some type of financial hardship.
No matter how heartbreaking the backstory is.
And I want you to know that the court highly sympathizes with you being in that position, although I'm not able to consider it as a legal defense to the dispossessory action.
Judge Sean Merzlach must uphold the law in eviction court.
I was late, but I was in the process of catching up.
But late fees make catching up on rent nearly impossible when they begin to stack up.
I went to pay $3,000. That was for 2 months. But when I got there, he was like, my rent was $4,000.
There's no cap on late fee rentals in Georgia, meaning whatever fee is listed in the lease.
I'm just trying to understand that how I'm paying $2,300 in fees. That's a lot.
A tenant must pay.
Whatever usage in power, electric power usage from Georgia Power, whatever you use, it's also specified on your ledger the months that you were charged. That also plays a very big part on your balance today.
Fees are also permitted if a tenant fails to transfer the power into their name.
You mentioned that you trying to get power circles put in your name. That was a problem at first.
It wasn't no problem. I don't know, it just didn't go through.
An easy mistake to make if you're new to Georgia Power. Here's why. You might think you have successfully transferred the electric into your name after entering your information under the Start Electric Service tab on Georgia Power's website. However, the transfer only occurs after you go back into the newly established account to pay an activation fee. The only mention of this fee is right here under the tab itself.
What does she owe?
$3,050.50. And the last payment I received from her was in February. But she has, back fees.
And how much was that?
$777.75.
Georgia's Landlord-Tenant Handbook states after filing a dispossessory action based on non-payment of rent, the landlord will not accept rent from you because they do not want to give you a defense. Translation, the case could be dropped.
Well, based on that information that you just provided me, I'm going to dismiss this action because you accepted payment after filing the eviction. That's an automatic dismissal of the case.
She said even if she sent it automatic in my account,
it would have been your duty to return it and ask her to pay it into the court registry.
So they gave gave you this piece of paper here to do the temporary, right, to do the payment arrangement. A payment plan kept Brandy Hambinger inside her apartment until management changed its policy. CCM Homes, United Way, First Baptist, Field Grove, Grace Village, Woodlawn United Methodist. So this is everybody you called? These are all the places that we contacted. She couldn't find help with rental assistance before her hearing date, so the judge provided her with a list at court.
We work very closely with the apartment complex with that, and work very closely with any of those agencies that you contact. If they need information, you need to give it to them ASAP. Sometimes they need tax records and pay stubs and things like that. It's not something that you want to delay, especially when you are in a position of an apartment complex that is willing to work with you.
That's because the average processing time to get approved for assistance through Georgia Legal Aid is between 4 and 6 weeks.
A lot of the apartment complexes and even private landowners or landlords are refusing to accept rental assistance. So if you got one that's willing to work with you, please do everything you can to make that process as smooth as possible.
Brady's apartment manager is willing to work with her, so the judge gives her time to find the help she needs to stay in her apartment.
96% of tenants don't have an attorney, compared to 83% of the landlords who do. Georgia Legal Aid provides free services for renters facing eviction. Tenants can also apply through this nonprofit for rental assistance. I have a link to do all that on our website, wrdw.com. Thanks for staying on top of that for us, Liz. To school safety now, as 12 on Your Side investigates just how much CPR training and equipment is needed in schools.
As your Meredith Anderson uncovered, not every district is doing what it should to keep your child safe.
37 states require schools to have a plan for what to do when there is a sports-related emergency. Both South Carolina and Georgia are on that list. Now, these emergency action plans, or EAPs, are more than just a district-wide policy. They're supposed to be location-specific. Each athletic facility requires one for the gym, one for the football field, the track, the soccer field, and so on. At the beginning of the school year, we ask each district for each school's emergency action plan. The Georgia High School Association posted this sample EAP to its website. This would work for South Carolina schools too, by the way. It's a blueprint for what to do in a medical emergency and lists where the closest emergency equipment is located, like an AED, for example. Both states suggest rehearsing EAPs, and South Carolina's High School League even dedicates a week to practicing them each year. EAPs are not optional, and they're supposed to be on file in each school's office. So 12 on Your Side investigates asked every district in our area for a copy of each school's EAP, and here's what we found. Aiken County stood out the most. In an email, the Director of Administration told us, quoting here, "We do have security plans for all schools, but we do not have any medical emergency action plans at this time." Jefferson County schools also appear to be in violation of this, telling 12 on Your Side investigates, "We do not have an emergency action plan in writing." But they did let us know they have safety measures in place, like AEDs and coaches trained in CPR. We made this request under Georgia's Open Records Act, South Carolina's Public Records Law, too. Several counties did not send us emergency action plans. McDuffie, Edgefield, Glasscock, Jenkins, and Wilk counties. They did provide similar info about adhering to policies about heat and humidity and CPR AED training, but again, we were not provided with the info that's supposed to be on file at each school. So who did send us EAPs? Richmond and Columbia counties, and as you can imagine, it's a lot because it's multiple plans per school. Burke, Saluda, Washington, Bamberg, Lincoln, Tolliver, and Warren counties also sent us EAPs as well. But again, remember, EAPs are not optional. Both Georgia and South Carolina's athletic associations require this, but it appears as though a lot of our local schools have not done the work.
And we will post all of the EAPs and other documents we received as part of our request online and on our WRDW app, so you can see how your child's school responded. All right, Lee.
Well, we are expecting thunderstorms for your Friday, and then we've issued a first alert on Saturday, a higher chance for seeing a stronger storm then. Full forecast coming up.
Time and temp, brought to you by your First Alert weather team.
This is not you.
It's not me.
Into Sunday, mostly dry, maybe an early shower thunderstorm, but Monday, Tuesday looking beautiful with mostly sunny skies making a return.
Thanks, Riley. Happening now in Columbia County. You're taking a live look at the second annual Tacos and Tequila. We have a lot of dancing. Look, line dancing out there. It looks good. Celebration for Hispanic culture and cuisine with free admission over at Evans Town Center Park.
Oh man, I'm a little jealous right now. This is totally my thing.
You're like
line
shaking because
dancing.
you want to be out there.
I know it. Okay, there are taco and margarita competitions where you can taste and vote for your favorite local live mariachi music underway, as well as dance performances, which we're taking a look at. Even a mechanical bull.
We saw Kayla do that.
She did.
She did do it last half hour.
And she was talking about it earlier. She said, I am getting on this bull. The event goes until 9 o'clock tonight, so you still have plenty of time to stop by, enjoy, dance, have tacos, margaritas, and do a line dance or two for me out there. Okay? We're back after a quick break.
First Alert Radar, powered by Jim Hudson Automotive Group.
It's the Lazy Boy clearance
In effect Saturday. Keep it here for those updates.
On your sideline, sponsored by Chandler Law Firm.
The GHSA state playoffs continue tonight with both baseball and girls soccer. Harlem is hosting both of them, and they're the only ones. The Dogs each looking for a spot in the quarterfinals, Joe.
Yeah, Alyssa, I gotta say, shooting soccer might be one of the hardest things to do as a sports reporter. It's even so hard that I missed the first goal of this game, and unfortunately for myself and for Harlem, it was a goal for Oconee County to get this started. It's 1-0 right now, Oconee County. We're very early into this game. This is where most of the action has been this whole game. I thought I was in a safe spot over here in this corner, but this is Harlem's goal over my right shoulder, and there's been all the action over here. I can tell right now that the baseball game is where a lot of the action still is. You can hear the roars coming across campus here as the baseball team is taking on the Whitewater. I forgot the mascot's name. I'm gonna be honest here. I forgot the mascot's name, but hey, it's okay. Harlem's baseball team was winning when I left game one. Game two will be right after in that double header, and if they're able to move on, they have a chance at another state championship out there. Alyssa.
All right, Joe, you're an easy target, obviously. But hey, you missed the first goal. Just go ahead and get the other three that Harlem will eventually hit tonight. So they're not the only girls team in playing in 3A, though. ARC is at Dawson County 2A. Thompson is also on the hunt for a spot in the quarterfinals. One step closer to state, guys.
Best of luck to our local athletes competing for that championship. Take a look at our 3-degree guarantee brought to you by Tub Doctor. Our forecast 87, actual high 88. Our May charity, the Kevin and Brittany Kisner Foundation, $50 heading towards them. I'm going to look at that 7-day forecast just after the break.
This year, don't settle for less than a Honda. Visit your Augusta Aiken Honda dealer.
right now at Rooms to Go. Prices only at Rooms to Go Kids.
Welcome back in, folks. Take a look at our 7-day forecast again. Remember, we do have the chance for those thunderstorms Friday. Make sure you keep an eye to the sky, especially if you're going to be out later into the afternoon. The first alert is in effect Saturday. That's when we have a little bit better chance of seeing at least scattered coverage of showers and thunderstorms. And a front's going to be closer, so it's going to be a little bit better severe weather ingredients to work with. This is midnight Saturday, maybe a stray shower overnight Friday into early Saturday morning. Once we get towards daybreak Saturday, once again, an isolated shower will be possible. It looks mostly dry across the area. It's really going to be the afternoon, evening, and nighttime hours Saturday. We really have to worry about that thunderstorm threat. This is a look by the time we get to around noontime. Still mostly dry, so that's the thing. We got the Clarksville Classic going on Friday, Saturday. I would say you're fishing early in the morning up until lunchtime. Not going to have to worry about too much wet weather out there. But once that sun continues to add that energy to the atmosphere throughout the day, that's when we'll see our skies eventually pop and show these showers and thunderstorms across the region. Most likely after 2 p.m. Saturday. Coverage will just kind of expand as we get later into the afternoon. These will continue through the evening time and most likely even see another overnight wave Saturday and early Sunday morning. So make sure you are staying weather aware. Some of these could be producing damaging straight line winds, maybe even some small hail. So a couple different threats out there. Most of that does clear out by early Sunday, and then we're looking good heading into early next week.
All right, thanks for that, Riley. We're back live on 26 News at 7.
And for News 12 at 10 and 11 o'clock. Thanks for watching.
Have you ever felt leg pain, restlessness, cramps, tingling, swelling, numbness, itchiness, or coldness? Then you need the new, clinically proven Lexercise Pro, the natural circulation booster that uses continuous automatic leg movement to soothe pain and promote healthy circulation the natural drug-free way.
After using Lacercise for a week, I felt like I wanted to go for a walk again without pain like I used to.
Lexercise Pro's patented walking simulator propulsion technology moves your feet back and forth along its concave track, creating constant movement and flex at both the knee and ankle joints. It's like having a physical therapist right in your own home.
It's helped with the swelling and the pain. The tingling feeling is gone.
Call right now and order your very own Lexercise Pro, the clinically proven automatic leg mover that soothes pain and naturally promotes healthy circulation. Call now.
Experience the grand finale of Aiken Symphony's